Hey, it's Sierra and Lindsay, and today we're gonna talk about body hair. And want it to be a natural conversation, but it's sort of difficult to just get into all the stuff that we would want to talk about.
Especially because we've already had these conversations.
Yes, we've already talked about this before, and so I'm sure we'll learn some new things about each other, but also we want to share our ideas and our views and our feelings about it with you guys. So yeah. But in terms of sex and body hair, or what was your experience with that?
I've actually never had any issues with having sex and having body hair.
Me neither, and that's why what made me think of it was you saying that the pressure comes from women a lot, because I've never had any.
I've never had it.
When I first started having sex though, I thought that guys did, and some people do actually, and some people probably would say something about it,
Yeah.
But I remember distinctly shaving my bikini line. I wasn't gonna shave everything, but I remember shaving my bikini line just to make it more neat, make things a little more neat down there. And I remember one time when I was having sex with this person, he was like, "Why do you shave down there?" And I looked at him, and I didn't tell him that it was because of him, but I was like, I don't know. But in actuality, I was doing it because...
I did this shit for you, and you don't even care.
Exactly, I was doing it for him, and he literally did not even care. So it's yeah.
If I were about to have sex with someone, and they said something about my body hair, then I'm putting my clothes back on and I'm leaving.
Exactly.
And
they know you would do that, and that's why they're not...
Let me act like this is okay, so she doesn't.
Exactly. How have people reacted to your body hair and or your views on body hair?
The reactions that I get from my body hair are usually negative, primarily from my family. My views on my body hair are very different from my family. Rather than being defensive, it's more but why is this bad? Why can't I just let my hair be? So I don't really pay that much attention to how people react in public. I don't know how people outside of my family and friends and close circle, there are very few opinions that I care about when it comes to what I do with my body and what I do with my life.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I don't care about what people think about for example, my pressure comes from my family too, but has little to no effect on what I'm actually gonna do. With my family, it's more comical. My sister she says that she says I look dirty, and she says I need to shave that, or I need to put my arms down, or stuff like that. Mainly being funny, but it's these are actual real sentiments that people believe. And then my mom just same thing. Yeah, I think questioning why they're questioning it is something that I've tried to do as well. A lot of my friends, I think, respect it, but I think it's also a difficult conversation to have with people who don't necessarily feel they're gonna change that part of their life. But the pressure to remove body hair is so strong, and it's so hard. It's something really big. And so when I'm talking to my friends about it, who all shave and all that, it's kind of they're kind of just yeah, that's cool that you're doing something that you want to do, but it's hard to actually have a full conversation about it, because I think that they also feel the same pressure as well.
But I will say too that for me, the goal isn't that more people don't shave necessarily. The statement that I would want my hairy body to make is that for those who do shave or who do think that that's how you do things, I want for them to be more open-minded, and I want them to be more accepting of the women and girls who don't want to,
Yeah.
I don't want it to continue to be one of those things where it's ew, you have body hair and you shouldn't. I want it to become something that's we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing women with and without.
And I think that's really beautiful. I'm not as nice. I think I want the goal to be us questioning why we are shaving. There are these things in the world that we've accepted as okay and normal. Yeah. So wake up, because it's affecting women, it's affecting us.
So I have a little cousin who's 6 years old. I remember I was at school and I was on FaceTime with my whole family, and she was there, and I showed them my underarms. Literally everyone goes, "Oh, what the hell is that?" And I remember Nina's reaction was what happened, what is it? And they were like, look at her underarms. A few months down the line, you know, I came home from school and she saw my underarms again and she was like, you need to shave that. Ew, that's gross. And for me, it was like, look at the difference in her reaction. The first time, she didn't even know how she was supposed to react, but she learned from those around her. In that one moment, she learned that body hair is gross. I want her to see the differences in the way that people carry their bodies, because when she does, as she grows up, I don't want her to be one of those kids who are ridiculing someone who has body hair. Even more importantly, I don't want her to be one of those kids who are ridiculing herself for having body hair. I want her to be okay in the skin that she's in. And if she chooses to shave, like, that's fine too. But I want her to understand that hair is natural and hair is okay, and hair is just as beautiful as no hair. I think that's my hope when it comes to all young girls. I'm just saying that there still has to be an underlying love for what naturally you are, like the natural manifestation of your physical body in this world.
Yeah. My hopes for myself are that I continue to just like accept my body for how it is and love it for what it looks like in its most natural state, and continue to like I'm not gonna act like it's easy all the time to like have hair in certain places. Like, it's not. Like, I do feel uncomfortable sometimes, and like, you know, I just like push myself to try to not feel uncomfortable, and it's hard, but I just want to like get to a point where it's like it really doesn't matter to me what like strangers think or what people think about what I do with my body. And then women in general, it would be the same thing, the same hope that I have for myself is to just accept and love your body as it is. And I'm not saying like stop shaving. I just want us to like really accept our bodies and truly love ourselves. And
and it is hard, especially being such a hairy person. There's a lot of pain and insecurity that has come along with it. And I've even seen people who are growing like hair under their arms, but they'll keep their arms down. And it's just like, you know, I'm doing it, you know, I'm here for the cause, but at the same time, this shit is difficult to just be.
I think it's important to acknowledge that it is difficult. So maybe my situation is easier to some extent because I don't have hair on my legs, which is really like, I think one of the main sources of like insecurity for women with hair is the hair on your legs, like especially during like warmer months. Like, I mean, I'm constantly hearing people being like, oh, I'm wearing pants because I didn't shave, or like stuff like that. And I think that's huge because I don't have hair on my legs and I've never had to shave. I don't know what that's like, and I don't know what that feels like. And so that's one of my like shortcomings in this whole thing, is that I've never experienced that before. So I do want to say that and acknowledge that. It's just not fair that men are allowed to have body hair but women aren't. I mean, this is such a simple concept. There's not a lot to it. Like, if men can have body hair and that's like socially acceptable, then women should be able to as well. So I mean, that's all I would really say.
And also it naturally grows out of my body.
Right?
It's literally just what happens.
Let hair grow where hair grows.